talk about the weather.
Let's move on. A lot of Sydney clubs are in turmoil, and one of them is the Tigers. 74 points to nil up in North Queensland against the Cowboys. This was embarrassing. Now, last week we reported on this show that they weren't in the best of positions. They definitely have a few fractures there at the club, and they denied that. Lee Hadjipatelis said no, they were fine, and everyone was on the same page. It didn't look like they were all on the same page on the weekend. Thoughts on this?
Oh, it was embarrassing, disgusting performance. Now, the Cowboys are a good team and they're in red-hot form at the moment, but honestly, this is just, some of the defence is just shambolic.
Those orange jerseys jogging to make tackles.
Yeah.
They're jogging to make tackles. And you know what? It wasn't an ambush. They knew it was coming. I think we spoke about it on this desk last week, that this could be the biggest turnaround in NRL history because the Cowboys have found some form in the last month. So the Tigers should have been ready for this. When you embarrass someone and pull their pants down at Leichhardt Oval, you would think that they're going to come out swinging.
So
It's just a mess.
Who's responsible for the mess? So this has been going on for way too long. We've been reporting on this for way too long. They've been struggling for years now. They played a few good games in a row there. We thought they were coming out of it and they could see the light, and now they are back in a dark hole. Who takes responsibility for this?
Well, I think Reedy and me will disagree again because I blame Tim Sheens in that he came back after a 10-year NRL break and losing 3 jobs in England to take on this side, and they've gone backwards ever since.
So it's not Pascal and Hadjipatelis.
Well, just let me finish with Tim for 1 sec. With Tim Sheens, he sacked Michael Maguire, who I thought was doing a better job than what this are doing now. It was Tim's decision to sack him, then put Kamali in, then put himself in, and they've just gone backwards.
You were a big advocate for Sheens on this show. You were at the lunch, and apparently backed Sheens
you
for
would
the job.
bring that up.
Well, I brought it up because it's a fact.
I'll bring up what actually happened again. I was sitting here. Tim Sheens was down at that end of the table. Pascal and Hadjipatelis were here.
I was here.
Yeah, you were there too. Oh, so you can.
I called out to Tim when we were discussing, would you coach again? And he stuck his hand up and said he would, correct?
Correct, yeah.
Sounds like we're at school.
So for that to be
So
my
you got
idea,
him the job?
I asked him. My problem with Tim Sheens at the moment is that he cannot accept that this club, the only way out of this mess is a massive, massive recruitment overhaul. And he is still angry about Warren McDonald being moved on and the appointment of Scott Fulton, who has a long, long history in the game, great connections.
So you're saying, right, that he's had 10 years out of the game, so he's behind the 8 ball.
Oh, look...
So no, this is what you're suggesting. So who appointed Tim Sheens?
I said in my column today...
Who appointed Tim Sheens?
I said in my column today that Lee Hadjipatelis...
So did they not... If that's the case, if you believe that he's not quite in the game or up to speed with the new game or the modern game or the speed of the game or the changes, whatever it may be, why would you hire him?
I wrote this morning that they lack due diligence in...
But you can't keep lacking due diligence every time they make a decision.
So do you want to, what do you want to do, both? You want to sack them both?
I'm
You get beaten 74-0, they don't have a go.
It comes down to leadership.
You want to sack the CEO.
The CEO's been there since 2015, Bus.
Yes, I understand that.
This problem goes well back before Tim. This club hasn't played finals footy in 10 years. You can't say it's Tim Sheens' fault, get rid of the coach. They've sacked coaches. You said Tim Sheens sacked Michael Maguire. No, Tim Sheens recommended he be sacked.
Oh, well, that's the same thing.
The board sacked him. The board makes the call. No, it's not.
He was
no,
the
it's
head
not
of
the
football.
same
It's the
thing.
same
It's
thing.
not the same
So
thing.
didn't the
Come
board
on,
go and
Brady,
get Scott
please.
Fulton without asking him?
Sorry?
Didn't the board go get Scott Fulton without asking
The
him?
board had to go and privately sign Scott Fulton because Tim Sheens wanted to keep Warren McDonald. They weren't going to move. The board was of the opinion that recruitment is so bad they have to bring their own man in. And
so why couldn't they tell Tim that we're bringing the man in? Why couldn't you say to him, we're bringing him in, we don't care what you say. It's happening.
That takes balls, Reedy.
Oh, okay, yeah.
All right, now...
It's too easy to just blame Tim.
But here
it's
we
ridiculous.
are, but no, seriously, we're talking about a side, and you guys just said that. They didn't try the other night. They looked like a team that quit.
That was the players the other night. That's not the
Yeah,
board.
we're
That's
not
not Tim
blaming
Sheens.
them.
That was the players.
But who is coaching this team, Gordy?
But
Who
that's-
is responsible
I don't
for
know,
the
there's three of
on-field
them.
performance?
But,
There's
but,
three
but
of
Buzz,
them.
it's not just this year. And there's one bloke who's been there the whole time, just about. One bloke who's been there the whole time. The fish rots at the top, Buzz.
Is it?
Fish rots at the top.
Yes.
Reports Benji Marshall will take over as coach next season. Are we hearing this, or is this?
Well, I think Benji's pulling most of the strings now anyway. Benji's the guy going out and trying to recruit players. Benji's the one who reached out twice to Brazil. Benji's the one who, was involved with the Mitch chase. Benji was involved in Sean Johnson chase. So Benji's doing a lot of that stuff anyway. If you look at the coaches box on game day, Benji's the guy with the on the mic, whatever you call it, the headset. Look, you can see it there. Tim's not the headset. I think Benji's doing most of the action anyway.
He got there eventually.
Yeah, I think Tim's basically just taking the bullets for him at the moment. A lot of the bullets for him at the moment. I think Benji's doing a lot of the stuff anyway.
We haven't seen or heard from Benji throughout the.
He texted me last week, Braith.
That's good.
So I'm not going anywhere.
I'm getting told, and you've heard it too, that players are a little bit worried about mixed messages. Sheensy saying this, Benji saying this, Robbie's chiming in here. The old saying, too many chefs, you know.
In the kitchen.
Yeah.
But you've got the issues with the Benji Scott Fulton issue that they, the club's sort of denying there's an issue there. There is an issue there.
But Benji's got to coach the team, mate.
Surely you've heard there's an issue
Benji's
there,
got to coach
that
the
wasn't
team.
my question. My question was, surely you've heard there's an issue there.
Yes, I have heard there's an issue, but Benji, as a young coach, getting beat 74-0 needs to coach the football
He's also
side.
got to be on the same
He
page.
needs to, of course he does.
But
Yes,
his
I
recruitment
agree.
bloke, when
I agree.
you need talent as much as they need talent, and they need so much in that football club at the moment, you've got to be on the same page.
Buzz, have you spoken to Fulton? Is there a chance that Benji and him can get along and work on the same page? Because this is what the Tigers have struggled with.
I think there is. I've spoken to Scott. I think there is.
It's about communication. It's about leadership. It's about making decisions as a team, the right decision for the club. Can they get past this?
We've all been working a long time. We've all worked alongside people over the years that we don't particularly get on. Well, we're not particularly close with. What are you laughing at, Gordy? And it's a fact of life. But they're grown men. I think Benji will finally work out that this guy's got some pretty decent form. He signed Olaquata at Manly, Saab, Schuster, Tolu.
Farnus.
Yeah, the Farnu. And he does have an eye for talent. He's got connections with agents. I'm hoping I think recruitment and being really sharp with it's their only way forward. I really do.